chef's scheme? Or are you splicing up a fantasy? Watch them take it on back to the rewind. Moving so fast, back what it take. Do it again, light up the room. Watch them take it on back to the rewind. Moving so fast, back what it take. Do it again, light up the room. Watch them take it on back to the
start getting comfortable, and close your eyes for a second. Taking in some deep breaths. Notice how you feel today, this Saturday at 2 p.m. What sensations do you notice in your body? Aches, creaks, looseness, ease. Just taking a little inventory. Two more full breaths. Last one. And then blink your eyes open. We're going to start some side body stretches. So inhale, arms go up wide. Exhale, right hand comes down, left arm goes up and overhead. Drop your right shoulder away from your ear. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, other side. Inhale up, this time going for a twist. So left hand comes outside of your right thigh, or it can just go right in front of you. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, twist to other side. Inhale, this time returning to that side body stretch on the right. Bring yourself back up and then exhale, other side. Inhale, you rise. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, twist to your left. One more full round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Side body to the left. Inhale. Little twist. Inhale. Twist other side. And then inhale, arms up to center. Bring your fingertips on the tops of your shoulders. We're going to take some swimmers. So to open up our shoulders. Unsticking your shoulder blades from your ribs and then reverse. Beautiful. And then bring your hands behind your head, interlace them. You're going to bring your elbows towards each other and then spread them wide. So elbows come together and then spread wide. Continuing to open up your shoulders. I love a good juicy warm up on a Saturday. It makes my body feel better. So hopefully this is bringing some of that ease to you. Option here to make it more dramatic. So as you inhale, the elbows go wide. You can lean the head back into the hands to lift your chest. And then exhale, curling the chin in towards your chest, elbows pull together. Inhale, you open, lift up, expand. Exhale, curling in and settling. Inhale, spread it wide. Exhale, curl it in. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. And then pause, drop your hands towards your chest. From here, take a seated cat-cow, so arch the back, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck and round through the spine. Inhale, tuck and lift the chest. Exhale, press your belly backwards. 3 more. Last 1. And then come back to neutral. Let's wake up the wrists a little bit because we'll be on them today. Interlace your fingers. Just start to draw circles or figure eights. Whatever kind of shape is calling to your wrists. Swimming them side to side. And then reverse the direction. So the funky way. Awesome, release. From here, we're going to come onto all fours. So hands are spread, fingers are spread nice and wide. Hands are stacked directly underneath your shoulders, knees stacked directly underneath your hips. And from here, try that cat-cow again. See what it feels like to alternate through cat and cow on our fours versus seated. Do you have any more mobility in your spine, more space? And the next time you get to neutral, pause here. Send your right arm out to the right. And then you're gonna thread it underneath the left, relaxing the top of your, or the temple of your head, either on the mat or it can go on a block. Press the back of your hands into the mat. And then pressing your left hand into the mat, bring your right arm back out to the side. So turning this into a little more of a core move, you're gonna thread the needle and then bring it back out to the side. So it's a thread. And then the arm goes back out to the side. Feel that slight twist and wrapping of the core. You've got 3 more this side. Last 2. And last one. And then plant your right hand back down, taking it on the left side. So inhale, left arm goes out to the side. Exhale, left arm threads all the way under. Pausing here to start pressing the back of your left arm into the mat. One more breath. And then on your next inhale, press yourself back up. Left arm goes out to the side and taking that little core twist. So threading the right arm under, press through your right hand to bring you up. So it's a little bend in that right elbow. And then pressing in to unravel yourself. Finding your breath. Inhale and exhale. Last 2. Last one. And then plant your left hand down, setting up a neutral. Tuck your toes under and just shift forward and back for a moment, stretching out your feet and your wrists. So you're coming forward over your fingertips and then pressing back hips to heels. And then pause in neutral, keeping your toes tucked under. Lift your knees and hover. Engaging your core, pressing the mat away. If you have any sensitivity in your wrists, you can come onto your fists. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees down. Let your belly rest, finding cow pose. Take it into cat, rounding through the spine. Come back through neutral. One more round of bear. So tuck your toes under, hover your knees. Again, option to come onto fists if your wrists start to bother you. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, those ones were a little faster. So from here, what I want you to do is plant your right foot forward. So you're in this staggered lunge. So friends, knees can get a little sensitive here. My recommendation would be to fold your mat in the middle. That way you have a little extra padding for your knee. But if your mat is quite squishy, you might not need it. And grab your block. So we're gonna continue to warm up the shoulders and the core. And I'm gonna try to stop getting tangled in this thing. So as you inhale, send the block up to the top right corner. And as you exhale, twist through the spine, bottom left corner. Inhale, twist, top right. Exhale, twist to the bottom left. Yeah. Inhale, twist. And if the block is bothering you, if you feel like your shoulders are quite tight, you can just have the arms going this way. The block just reminds you to press in on it. 3 more just like this. We don't really think of this as a balance pose, but actually your body is having to balance as you're twisting side to side. So your core is keeping you nice and stable. Pause here, bring the block to center, tuck your back toes under, lift your knees. So you're in a high lunge. Back leg is pressing towards straight. Pressing towards straight. Just come right here. Same move with the block. So inhale up to top right. Exhale, twist to bottom left. Inhale up to top right. Exhale, twist. Inhale, top right. Exhale, bottom left. Big inhale as you go up to the right. Exhale, twist as you come down to the left. 2 more. Last one. And then bring the block in towards your chest. Option to keep the legs the same, or if you want to add a bend of that back knee, you're going to press the block away and lift, bringing both legs to straight. So you're bending both legs towards 90 and then pull the block in towards you. Also, I realize there could be people doing this at home. If you're at home, feel free to use a pillow for this. And if you want to try this at home, a pillow works great too. Or a book if you're feeling super ambitious about the amount of weight this is. Yes, that's perfect. Or even a coat folded up, that works too. You've got 2 more. Last one. Awesome, and then step forward to the top of the mat. You can turn to face me. From here, you're gonna bring your right knee up to hip height. Press the block in, or you can just press onto your thigh. Really trying to squeeze, pressing it in. Feel that hip flexor turn on. Send your right arm long. And then just hold. Feeling the balance. If your balance is really tricky today, you can just put a toe on the ground. Or find a wall or the bar. Woo! We made eye contact and I was like, oh man, I'm tipping over. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down, drop the block down. Cross your right ankle over top of your left thigh and sit back, figure 4. If that's a little tight, you can also just cross one ankle in front of the other. Yes. And then slowly bring yourself out of that. We're going to go into the other side, so lowering yourself down into that lunge. This time your left foot is in front, your right leg is behind. Beautiful, grab that block, and then starting to go in for that twist. So inhale, top left, exhale, bottom right. Inhale, top left, exhale, bottom right. Inhale, exhale. Feel that stability, that wrapping of your transverse abdominals, working through that twist. Those of you who have been in my past couple Pilates classes, you know I have kind of a disdain for too many crunches. So this is another way to work your core, because you're stabilizing and twisting. Last one here. And then carefully, you can either bring hands down, or you can gently lift yourself up to that high lunge. From here, find that twist. So top left, bottom right. Top left, bottom right. Beautiful. Yes. Drawing this diagonal line from the left to the right. Press that right heel back behind you, stamping the center of your left foot into the mat. Last one here. And then bring your block in towards center. From here, you're gonna bend both knees towards 90, bring both legs towards straight, send the block away. Press in on that block. That'll increase the intensity. That being said, I can't tell, so if you're not feeling very intense today, I will have no idea. It's like the few times I've done a spin class and you've just got the resistance way down and you're like, wow, I'm so fast. Last 4. Last 3. 2. And 1. Beautiful. This time you're going to squeeze the block on top of your left thigh with your left hand. Right arm goes high. Can also just keep a toe on the ground, pressing into that thigh. So we're working our hip flexors a little bit here, which we don't normally think of working, but they are really tight and passive when we're sitting all day. So actually activating them, like strengthening them, and then stretching them helps prevent some of that pain from sitting all day. Last 5, 4, good catch. 3, 2, 1. Woo. Shake it out. We're going to stay standing. So from here, we're going to go into a little hinge to flush out those hips. So a hinge is a bend in your knees, and then you just send your hips back. So it's like almost like a half little squat. So you're going to hinge the hips back, press up. You can keep it kind of shallow to start. Oh yeah, wait, sorry. Let's do that stretch really quick.
That, but well.
Yeah, figure 4.
So it's the left foot.
Usually someone remembers, so thank you. Pressing that knee energetically away from you to open that hip. I thought y'all were just really excited about squatting, but now you know what's coming. All right, release it, and let's find that little squat. So send the hips back and down. Sometimes if I feel like I'm not kind of sitting back far enough, I'll press into my hip crease to remind my hips to go back. Look down at your knees. Make sure they're staying in line with your toes. So whether your feet are straight forward or turned slightly outward, you just want your knees to stay over your toes. As it turns out, there's really not a lot of evidence that it's bad for your knees to go over your toes. What's bad for your knees is if they aren't in the same line of movement as your toes. Also, feel that good stretch through the back of your ankle, working on that flexion. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, we're gonna add a friend this time, that friend being this block, who is about to be your best friend. So place it above your knees, in between your thighs. For me, I have to bring my stance a little bit shallower so my feet are closer together. It's more of a narrow squat. Then send your hips back, squeeze in on the block at the top. So it's squat, squeeze your thighs together. The good news is we have these wonderful curtains, so no one can see us with this block. And I think I'm the only one looking at I can't even see myself in the mirror. I get to see you, so none of us have to see ourselves doing this. But at home, if you're doing this, you can also use a pillow in between your thighs. That works just as well. We don't have an abundance of throw pillows in the library, as it turns out, or at least not up here, so we use blocks this time. Got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Release the block, but don't set it down just yet. We've got one more round of squats, and I swear I'll give you a break from that. So you're going to hold the block in on your chest. So if you're holding a dear child or loaf of bread, if you will, whichever one you find yourself holding, and then you're just going to squat and lift. This is great for moms, dog dads, dads of actual human beings, grandmas, grandpas. Really think about pressing your weight into the block, pressing the block into you. So you're keeping a nice long spine. My mom is way more athletic than I am. But this is actually really good practice for picking up heavy stuff. Because my mom, even though she's much more active than even I am, she's insane. She slipped a disc once trying to pick up a big thing of water at Costco. So it's good to practice these types of movements too. Again, looking down at your knees, using your inner and outer thighs to keep your knees stable over your toes. Beautiful adjusting. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Let that go. Grab a little sip of water if you need it. Now that we're all sweaty, we're gonna grab our straps next, so I locate one. We have a wonderful full class, so I'm just using my yoga strap this time. But the strap that you are using is perfect. Just pull it out nice and wide, or you can loop it over twice if it starts to annoy you. Just up to you. So you want to bring it a little bit wider than shoulder width distance apart to start. We're just going to start with it nice and easy. So as you inhale, you bring it up by your ears. Pause. Notice if your ribs went like, woo, let's go. Try to wrap those ribs in together. If that means that your hands stay a little bit in front of your face versus by your ears, this with a nice straight firm core is better than woo ribs. Woo girl ribs. I don't know. Exhale, lower. Inhale, open. I do love some woo girl ribs, but not for this particular exercise. You've seen me in my peak woo phase.
Girl, seen you full woo.
Isabel and I were roommates when I first moved to Fayetteville, so we've known each other for several years now. You really know things about someone when you live with them. Yeah. For example, you may not be able to tell by Isabel and I, but we are notorious for leaving shoes and coats everywhere. But otherwise, I would say we're excellent roommates. Pause it here at the top. You're going to row it down in front of your face. Bring it up. Row it down behind your back. So it's up and down. Up and back. Yes. Perfect. Be careful not to lock out your elbows at the top. Keep them soft. I'm double jointed, so I'm a little hypermobile through my elbows. If you want to see something really freaky after class, I can flip my arms all the way around.
Oh my gosh.
Really terrifying. But anyways, it's important, even if you don't have weird elbows, to keep them nice and soft. 2 more each way. And then we're going to hold it at the back on this next one. Step to the back of your mat. I'm going to go for a little more twist, whichever back works for me. So you're going to step your right foot first, and then twist over towards your right. Bring it back to center, step it back. Left foot comes forward, twist over towards your left through your shoulders. Come back through center, step it back to stand. So alternating, and then exhale, slowly twist, come back through center. If it's not already clear, I do love twisting kind of movements. They ring out the spine. They feel pretty good. So the twist is coming more through your shoulders in this move, less through your belly. Exhaling as you twist, inhaling to bring it back. Last on each side. Last side. And then bring that strap up and overhead. You're going to flip your grip, so palms face the ceiling. You're going to bring the strap right out in front of your face. Pull east to west on that strap, so side to side. And then you're going to bend, doing a bicep curl towards your forehead, and then send it away. So pull it in, and then extend. Elbows are staying at the same height, So they're at kind of 90 degrees. Beautiful. The more you pull that strap apart, the more that you'll feel this movement. Yes. I love some good facial feedback. I'm gonna turn on some jazzier tunes. This got a little too chill. This was a yoga playlist. Keep that going.
Guess there's no air conditioner.
Yeah, it got really warm in here, I think. Okay. And then hold it here when it gets towards your forehead. So watch me. You're just gonna pull it down, keeping your elbows bent at 90, and then press it up towards your forehead. So you're pulling your elbows back together, then bringing them up. Comes together and back up. Perfect. Pull it in and send it up. Beautiful. Yes. Yeah, I was gonna fall asleep if I kept it going on the yoga playlist. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Beautiful. And then you're gonna place that strap back behind you. Palms face the ceiling. And then you're just gonna lift and lower. I have a soft bend in my knee and I'm hinged over slightly. That just makes me feel a little bit better in this shape. But you can do this standing straight up. It's just whatever feels best in your body. Extending those triceps nice and long. Pull east to west on that strap. Flip your grip, palms face the ceiling. Perfect. Yeah, feel that difference? Yes. Okay, and then pause, watch me. You're gonna bend your elbows and then straighten. So it's a bend of the elbows, straighten. Bend, straighten. Little bend, little straighten. Bend, straighten. Think about energy through those fingertips. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Drop that strap down. Shake it out. Let's take some arm circles here. So nice and big. Woo! Sound effects are totally welcome if you feel called to make some noises. In reverse. So rotating through that shoulder joint. Last 2. Last 1. Awesome. Then we're going to take some straddle squats or goddess squats. So step your feet wide to start. Come on to your left heel and then just step your foot out. Come on to your right heel and then drop it off to the side. This is your natural, it's your natural turnout. You don't really want to be going any more externally rotated than this because this is kind of where your body naturally lands. That being said, if your knees start to buckle in, 2 options. 1, use your outer thighs to press them out or narrow your rotation. So bring your toes more facing forward. Make sense? Okay. And now we go down. And up. Down. And up. This reminds me of like making snow angels, I think.
I was thinking ballet class.
Oh yeah, ballet class too.
Yay.
I took one adult ballet class. Did not really have what it took, I don't think so. I think it's so beautiful though.
It is hard though.
My calves were like blazing on fire after that class though. Last 3. Last 2, is that causing some pain? Last 1. Then you might want to just keep a traditional squat, so just send your hips back. Awesome, then pause here at the bottom. Come onto your right toe, and then your left. So alternating side to side. You can try to smooth out the transition. Yes! Feels a little sassier that way. a forward fold, because I bet you're just cramping. Yeah. Side to side. Pause. Option come up on both toes. And pulse it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the heels and hold. Oh, you thought you were done? What is happening? Stay down. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, bring it up. Bring your heels together. All right, we got a little standing ab sequence on deck, and then we'll go lying down. So, yeah, you have that coming. So from here, bring your arms up and overhead, and just start to march. So one knee alternating side to side. If that's feeling good, you can add the arms. So the arms pull down, pull down. You can go fast or slow. It's really up to you. Slower is more muscle, faster is more cardio. So if you're a cardio queen, do your thing. I'm not a fan of the cardio. I don't think I go faster than a brisk walk. That's just my mode of movement. Last 3, 2, 1. Pause it, stand, hands heart center. Ooh, take a deep inhale. Exhale, mouth, let go. One more. Last little bit, friends. Okay, send your arms up overhead, tilt over towards your right. Come on to your left toes. See if you can cross, bringing the right elbow towards the left knee. And you're in the side bend plus a twist. So all my favorite things at once, essentially. Your elbow does not need to come to your knee. It can. You're just trying to think about your top oblique and your thigh coming together. Last 3, last 2, and 1. Option here to add on or stay the same, so you can reach that leg towards that hand and then pull it in across. Or you just stay with that crunch. Again, nothing magical about your hand hitting your leg. It totally can, but it's also okay if it's just a little lift. So a little tap. Last one here.
More coordination for sure.
It is coordination, yeah.
What was I doing?
Sweet. Everyone pull your shoulders up towards your ears, squeeze, 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 and let them go. 2 more. Squeeze, 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 and let it go. Last time. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Let it go. You've got one more side, and then we get to go down on the mat. All right, arms come up overhead, over to your left this time. Come on to your right toe, and then start to pull. Left elbow towards the right knee. Left elbow towards right knee. If your arms start to really feel like they're pulling, you can just drop one arm down on your hip. Yes, perfect. Beautiful. Last 3, 2, 1. Always the option to stay here, or you can start to add that side reach. And again, that can just mean a tap, or you can lift it high or somewhere in between. All options are great. Ooh, this one's getting me really quite sweaty. All right, you've got 3. Last 2. And last one. Coordination station over here. Woo! All right, grab a sip of water. We're gonna make our way down onto our right side to start. If your hip starts to become sensitive lying on your side, just double up your mat underneath your hip. So we're gonna start on our right side. I don't know why I have that. We don't need the block, don't worry. So from here, a couple of options. You can relax your head and your hand, or you can rest your head long on your arm. Either one works great. So your toes are slightly in front of your face to protect your low back. So you're almost in a line, but for me, I like my toes to be slightly in front just so I don't overarch in my low back. And from here, you're gonna extend both legs in a hover. Pause and hold. Feel that strength wrapping up through your obliques, and then lift them both together. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. So you're keeping about a block's width distance in between your feet and lifting and lowering. So your legs are going together. Last 3, 2, 1. Pause, come down to the bottom. And together, this time gluing your feet and thighs together, you're gonna lift and lower. Notice how it feels differently to have your thighs pressing together. So heels and toes are glued together. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top, and then you're gonna scissor kick. So right foot comes forward, left leg goes back, then switch it out. So it's a little scissor. Feel your obliques and inner thighs starting to talk to each other. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, drop them both down. Then you're gonna bend your knees towards like a 45-ish degree angle, not quite 90. Elevate your heels, point your toes, and then you're gonna open and close. So little clamshells, knees open and close. Feeling that hip rotate. So it looks like the knee is the driver, but it's that hip joint that's externally and internally rotating that drives this movement. The knee is just along for the ride. It's a passenger, but the hip is the driver. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Drop your legs down. Bring them in a little closer toward there, more at 90. You're gonna knock your knees into touch and then kick the leg long. So knees knocked together and extend the leg long. So you're in a slight internal rotation of the hip, which we don't normally work, so it's good to work your hips in all different directions. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Massage your hip. Woo! Say thank you, hip, for all of that hard work, and then roll onto your other side. Woo. Again, same options. You can rest your head in your hand, or you can extend your arm long. Again, my toes are slightly in forward, so they're in my peripherals. And from here, separate your feet, and then lift both legs. Pause, feel the strength in your abdominals and your legs. And then start to lift and lower the legs, keeping them separate. So they're lifting together, lowering together. Lift, lower. Lift, and lower. Yours might get higher than mine, might be shallower. Our bodies are different. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Awesome. Close them down at the bottom. Then keeping everything glued together nice and tight, lift and lower. So you might notice you get a little less height when you keep them together like this, but your inner thighs turn on a bit more. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top and then start to scissor. So right foot forward, left leg back, and switch it out. It can be small or it can be big. Whatever is your most stable range of movement is where I want you to be. So if that means making the scissor a little smaller, that's perfect. Last 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Bring your legs in towards a little bit of angle, not quite 90. From here, elevate your heels and start to open your knees and close them off. Feel that outer hip opening and closing. Clamshells. So keeping the ball and the heel of your feet pressing in together, you're lifting and lowering that top knee. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Drop everything down. Pull them in a little closer to 90. Internal rotation of this top hip. Toes point towards the top corner, and then extend the leg long. Bend it in, knees tap. Extend long. Woo! Feel that outer hip talking to you. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Pound it out. All right, locate your block in your space. Keep it nearby. We don't need it right this second, but we're going to go onto our backs, so you're going to want it nearby. Well, maybe you don't want it nearby, but maybe have it nearby. So coming to lying on your back, setting up for bridge pose. So heels are a little more than hands width distance away from your hips. So you're just going to keep a nice and traditional start. Just lift the hips high and tap the hips on the mat. Lift hips up high, tap them down low. Squeeze your inner thighs and squeeze your glutes together. Keeping your knees nice and stable. Hips lift and lower. Beautiful. Last 5, just like this. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Drop the hips down. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug. You might want to get to where you can see me-ish, but you're going to bring your knees up to hip height. So shins are parallel to the floor. You're going to place the block long ways on top of your right thigh and then catch it with your right elbow. So your right elbow is pressing the block into your right thigh. Left arm comes even with the right. You're going to extend the left arm and leg long and then pull them back in. All the while you're extending the left arm and leg together, you're pressing in really hard with your right elbow on top of your right thigh. So we're isometrically working the right side while we're more actively, dynamically working the left side of the core. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Drop the block down. Set the feet down. Setting up for another round of bridge. Yay, everyone's here. All right, from here, you're going to inhale, lift the hips up, and then lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hips and arms come down together. Inhale, hips lift, arms go all the way up and overhead, back behind you. Exhale, lower. Inhale, arms and hips lift together. Exhale, lower. You've got 8. Feel that air come flooding into your lungs as you lift up high. And exhale, lower with control. Last 2. Last 1. Awesome. Grab your block again. Bring your knees up to be parallel with the floor. Strap the block between your left elbow and left thigh. Right arm comes to mirror, and then extend the right arm and leg long, hug it in. Extend the right arm and leg long, hug it in. Think about imprinting the very base of your spine on the mat, so not overarching in your back as you extend that arm and leg, but stay nice and stable. You've got 4. Last 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Drop the block down to the side. From here, lift your hips up high, find bridge. Come onto your toes. Keeping your hips high, do a calf raise. So you tap the heels down, lift the heels high. Hips stay up the whole time. You're just lifting and lowering your heels. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause. Walk your feet a little wider apart, heels in, toes out, and then come onto your heels. So toes lift up off the mat, heels dig in, and then lift and lower your hips. So your toes are slightly externally rotated, heels drive into the mat, toes are peeled up off the mat. Last 3, 2, and on 1, hold at the top. Squeeze the right hip, then the left. Squeeze the right glute, then the left. So alternating, squeezing side to side. Your hips might draw kind of this U shape. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly roll down. Beautiful. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Giving yourself a nice hug. Woo. Last little bit of core. So bring your knees up to hip height, no block this time. Point your toes. Tap the right toes down. Bring it back to hip height. Tap the left toes down. Alternating right and left. Just a little tap. This is our last move. So you are almost there. If you'd like to up the spice of this last move, you can just extend the legs straight, taking a big scissor. Even spicier, you can start to lift the head, neck, and shoulders, grabbing behind the calves. Spice levels up to you, mild, medium, or hot. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Pull both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Drop your feet down. It's time to stretch. So cross your right ankle over top of your left thigh. If that feels good, stay here, or you can start to bring your right or your left thigh in towards your chest. I'm going to lower the lights down so they're not in our eyes. Feel that hip start to release. You can give that left ankle a little circle one direction and then the other. And then release that leg if you have it lifted. Switch it out, other side. Pulling it in closer towards you if that felt good. Energetically pressing that knee away from you gives you even more opening through that hip. You can roll that ankle one direction and then the other. Beautiful. Release that stretch. Release both knees down. You can slowly bring yourself up to seated, just a little more stretching. I know the worst part is sitting up. So extend your right leg nice and long. Taking a side body stretch to start. So left forearm comes down either inside or you can grab onto your foot. And send that left arm up and over. And then rotate your shoulders to face your right leg. Fold forward. If you'd like to use your strap to help you reach, you can do that. Bring yourself back up, switch it out. So this time left leg goes long. Taking that side body stretch to start. So either bring your forearm inside or you can grab the outside of your foot. Right arm comes up and overhead. And then rotate over that left leg, fold. Slowly bring yourself back up. So we're going to go for a wide-legged stretch. So bring your legs nice and wide. Dig your heels in so you don't lock out the backs of your knees. I like to relax my head on the block, but however is most comfortable, just leaning down is good for you, or relaxing your forearms on the block, that might feel good. Any of the above. Again, micro bends in the back of those knees. yourself back up. Grab the backs of your knees and pull your feet together for butterfly stretch. And then just hinge forward, and when you can't hinge anymore, roll the spine the rest of the way down. Relaxing your jaw. Slowly bring yourself back up. One of my favorite moves, step your feet nice and wide. Hands can be supported behind you. And then let your knees windshield wiper side to side, rolling on the edges of your feet. Letting your hips kind of swivel. If you'd like to bring this into a twist, you can sit up a little bit more and twist over the bent knee. Just an option. If you start to rock forward, that is normal in this pose. Last side. Beautiful. And then from here, give yourself a nice tight hug, hollowing out the back. And then slowly make your way down to your back. You'll have a couple of minutes to rest, because yoga shouldn't be the only practice to get Shavasana. It's just too good. You'll have this whole next song to relax. Letting your body melt into the floor. The song is called Release. What can you release in this pose? Letting your toes and feet soften. Your calves melt. Your thighs wrap down and are supported by the mat. Your hips softly open, releasing any grip in your pelvis. Your belly is fully soft, letting it fill up and inflate with air, not holding or sucking in, allowing it to take up space. Your rib cage gets unstuck. Air is flowing freely through the front, back, and sides of your ribs. Your chest opens. Your shoulders softly come down your back away from your ears. The backs of your arms rest into the mat. Your fingertips are soft. Your palm is soft. Feel the back of your skull cradled by the mat. No tension in your face or your jaw. And then letting all of that go, bring your attention to your breath, to this moment. Slowly coming back into your body. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Blinking your eyes open. Giving our neck some nice love here at the end. So send your gaze over your right shoulder. And then over towards your left. Then back through center. When you're ready, making your way up to seated. So either rolling onto your favorite side or just pressing straight on and up, whatever you call it to. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me. This was so much fun. We've got one more of these up on deck next week. If the wait list is full, just come. It's literally no big deal, I think. Okay, maybe someone is hearing me say it.
Are these just month-long things, or will you be doing it again? Or?
Yeah, so right now it's just, this is my first class series with the public library, but it's been really fun, so I'm down to do it again, but we haven't set that up yet. But yeah, for now, the only one I know for sure is next week. Yeah. And if you're practicing at home, again, you can use like a folded up towel instead of a block. That works great. And a dish, all your towels can be used. A dish towel instead of a strap is great as well. Sweet. If you need anything, let me know or have any suggestions for things you want to work on next time. I'd love to hear it.
And your name?
Kayce. Yeah, Kayce. Sorry.
So do you teach Pilates elsewhere?
Yeah, I teach it at the university.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At the Hyperburn?
I teach it at the Union. Usually. Yeah.
Cool.
It's nice. The group fitness classroom in there is really pretty. So yeah, I like it. So yes.